Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the podcast. This is Ugins Insight, and it is the podcast that is hosted by us at UKMtG. And joining me today, I have my fellow magic caster who specialises in the necromantic energy of the black mana, ladies and gentlemen. We have Chris. Chris, welcome back.
Hello.
And I myself am the Gruul mage of the group. I generally perform majorly in red, I would have to say at the moment, but I'd say I've been dabbling with blue. Don't tell Matt though, total MTG. Okay, a lot I won't ever hear it down. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have got quite a few things to discuss today on the podcast. But before we get to that, we're going to do our usual crack a pack. This time we have Amonkhet. And so, yeah, let's just dive straight in. So, what, Masterpiece, Counterspell, is that...
Force Will.
Force Will, yeah, I thought Masterpiece, Force Will, that'd be nice, yeah. Doubt that would ever happen. I doubt you could, I doubt you could ever call it, but yeah. So, start off, we have Fling. So, 1 in a red, instant, as additional cost you sack a creature, and then you'll deal damage equal to the sacrifice creature's power to target a creature or a player.
Quite funny for killing people.
It's good for killing people, I mean... It sees play in Pauper in Affinity. It also sees elsewhere in some modern decks and brews and stuff like that. So it's quite a brewable card.
I still want to see someone flinging a Ulamog.
Oh god, no, please. Mighty Leap, instant, 1 and a white. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains flying. Yeah, not too bad.
I think quite handy, especially in
It's good in limited. It is good in limited. Yeah, definitely works. Oh god, here's the powerhouse, Ancient Crab. 1 and 2 blue for a 1/5 vanilla creature. Terrible.
All hail the crabs.
Oh, it's just terrible. It's good for blocking and that's it. Scarab Feast, a single black mana instant. Exile up to 3 target creature cards from a single graveyard. And you can cycle it for 1. Yeah.
Surprisingly, it's quite handy even as a cheap alternative for standard.
It's not bad. It's a good sort of exile specific things from a graveyard.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Instead of hitting the entire graveyard. If you do have a graveyard strategy and you don't want to remove yours, this helps get around that. Benefaction of Ronus. 3 mana, which is 2 and a green. Sorcery, reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card and or an enchantment from among them into your hand and then put the rest into your graveyard. Not bad. Rather sweet. You can get 2 cards for 3 mana, so
yeah.
It's on power sort of thing, you know. You have to be specific that you're going to have to get a creature and an enchantment if you want 2 cards. So, I don't know. But yeah, it can help you dig for something.
Exactly, yeah.
Blazing Volley. God, we're like 6 cards in and we've had 1 creature so far. This will be the worst Pack Wars pack known to man. It's Blazing Volley. Single red mana. Sorcery deals 1 damage to each creature opponent controls. Good for getting rid of tokens. That's all I'm going to say. This is a token removal strategy.
And in fact, it doesn't hit your board either.
And it's pauper playable. It's 1 mana it's a 1 mana wrath against your opponent. Painful Lesson. So to lure 2 and a black. Sorcery, target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. How many times I've actually seen this in limited where you've targeted your opponent to either make them lose life or make them draw cards? Yeah, that's happened. Emberhorn Minotaur is a 3. Yeah, Emberhorn is a 4 mana, so it's 3 in a red, Minotaur Warrior. It's a 4/3, and you may exert it. When you do, it gets +1/+1 and gains Menace. Not bad.
That's very handy.
Works rather well. We then have Cradle of the Accursed. So it's a desert. It taps for colourless, and you can pay 3 and sack it, and you create a 2/2 zombie creature. But you can only do that. Oh, and hello, Edward. Edward, you are now interrupting the podcast. Well done. So we are currently discussing cards, Edward. So Cradle of the Accursed, not bad. You actually run this in one of your Modern Zombies lists, don't you?
No, it's the other one where you sack a land and you create a 2/2 zombie. That's the one I run.
Yeah, this is that. Sack.
No. It's whenever you sacrifice this land, you create a 2/2 zombie.
Yeah, that's this one. Yeah.
No, it's the other one, mate.
Oh, there's another one. Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, hello. Edward, my beautiful son, is now joining us on the podcast. Welcome, Edward, to the podcast. You going to say hi to everyone? Right, okay. Eddie, sit still. There we go. So, Aye, there we go. Right, we then have Floodwaters. So 4 and 2 blue. It's a sorcery. Returns up to 2 target creatures in the owner's hand, or you can cycle it for 2 mana. That's not bad. It's good for removing blockers out of the way.
Yeah,
isn't it,
but
really?
mainly you're going to use it sort of more for the cycling cost more than anything.
Then we go on to the uncommons. We have Consuming Fervor. 1 mana enchant creature gets +3/+3, and at the beginning of its upkeep, you got to put a -1/-1 counter on it. This is just good in a purely aggressive strategy. If this is in your opening hand with a creature, you're just getting in for a ton of damage.
Yeah, in fact, it turns a 1/1 to a 4/4 very quickly.
Yeah,
So,
although there is there is a spell in green where you can remove 1/1 counters as well, so this can work out for your favour quite nicely. We then have Spring to Mind. This is a split card. So Spring, you search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield. Tap for 3 mana. Not bad.
Very handy.
Mind is instant with Aftermath. It's instant, so you get to draw 2 cards for 6 mana.
Not good.
Not good constructed, good limited, but just 6 mana for 2 cards.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
I think you're more using it just to get more of a basic land if you're going to use that card.
We then have Trial of Solidarity. 3 mana enchantment, 2 and a white. Enters the battlefield. Creatures you control get +2/+1 and vigilance at the end of turn. And when a cartouche enters the battlefield, you get to return it to your hand, and then you get to return this to your hand. So you can essentially, if you've got enough cartouches, you can essentially pump this up for quite nice value.
It is quite handy. I did run sort of a standard deck with it, and you can do a lot of damage with it.
I think it's good, especially with tokens and stuff like that. It can be useful. Right, and the rare is Anointed Procession. Not a bad. This is actually, I warned people when we first talked about this. Yeah. I said how busted this card was, and everyone was very much, nah, it's not that bad, Jordan. It's not that powerful. And now that we're on Ixalan and vampire tokens and Merfolk tokens are all running about, everyone's like, oh, it's a bit broken. And then
the thing.
So yeah, so it is powerful.
Yeah.
This card is insane. In fact, this card gets even more insane in a brew I'm doing for red-white goblins for Dominaria, which is going to be hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, I'm running it in Esper tokens, and the fact is, we're running can create 4 tack tokens. It's really handy.
Daddy, I don't have any lips out.
Yes, you can. Thank you, Edward. You're making this podcast entertaining, Edward. Thank you for that. Right, so Anointed Procession is obviously the snap keep. After that, this is the worst part. There's no removal. There's very little interaction.
The saving grace is the Anointed Procession.
I personally, right, if this was pick 2, it'd probably be the Emberhorn Minotaur.
Yeah,
that's about it. I mean, I've got nothing else.
No.
I mean, yeah, so I think it would be Anointed Procession or Emberhorn
or Spring, just purely to get a bit of mana effects.
Yeah, possibly.
But that'd be pack 3, I'd say.
Yeah, so anyway, right, let's leave that there. And yeah, so we're going to now move on and discuss all that lovely other topics we've got to discuss. Okay, so, my God, where to begin? So, first major topic was Dominaria leaks.
Yeah.
Very big thing that happened. There was a document that went around. God, and it was in a chat. It was, I think it was in Chinese or Japanese.
Chinese.
It was in Chinese, yeah. It's a document that went around. It seemed like a judge article, didn't it? It's sort of the way it was written and stuff like that.
They confirmed it was a judge article.
Yeah, sort of telling them how to play and interact and all the card interaction and stuff. Unfortunately, it has all the cards on it, and of course, it got found out. He confirmed the leak, and it was kind of disappointing knowing what every card is in the set. Of course, we haven't seen the art, so that's at least something. But I was a bit disappointed by it. But the set looks sweet.
I don't know where to begin brewing with this. This is thing. I can see a lot of good stuff in this. I just don't know where to start with this set.
There does seem to be quite a few different archetypes that you could easily run. Quite frankly, I mean, first things first. Finally, Wizards are giving me goblins back. Thank you, Wizards. Obviously, they've been listening to the podcast and hear me whinge enough that there's been no good goblins for a while.
The fact is, you get Goblin War Chief back in modern.
It's so good, Goblin One. Yeah, so the best one in my opinion is not only are we getting like things like Siege Gang Command in the back and all those fun little cards. They are printing in standard Goblin War Chief, which is a 3-mana. He's not a lord, he doesn't pump them up, but he makes all goblin spells cost 1 less, and all goblins gain haste. So it's essentially hilariously powerful, and I've always enjoyed it. So it's going to be quite good to have that in modern. That's going to revitalise goblins a little bit. So yeah, it's definitely certainly adds another brew layer to goblins. But yeah, there are so many things to talk about. I mean, the new sagas are interesting.
I mean, the one saga that's caught me that's been a little bit loud for a while is Erection Scriptures.
Erection Scriptures, yep, that is sweet. Yeah.
I am debating whether to put that in my standard deck. I mean, there's another one as well that lets you destroy all lands.
Yeah,
that one's broken.
Yeah, that is destroys all lands. No, that's the Erection Scriptures on law 3. No, law 2 board wipes. It board wipes your opponent essentially if you build around it. If you build black robots, which is something I thought of, and it seems rather sweet. So yeah, there's just a lot. I mean, they've also got a thing about historics, historic cards, which are artifacts, legendary creatures, and sagas are all classed as historic spells. Yeah. They've also got legendary sorceries, which you can't cast unless you have a legendary permanent, which is again rather interesting. They've got a lot in this set. In fact, it seems like this set was designed for Commander players.
It does, in a way. There is a lot of Commander stuff. It does, but the fact is, as well, they've reprinted Lanoir Rails as well. And have you seen your new artwork for it? That looks absolutely sweet.
I'm not going to argue that it doesn't look good, but I'm one of these people that prefers the really old one. You know, the one with the face and the I know. There's going to be some hate.
I'm going to offend a few people here, and I do apologize. I absolutely hate it.
Oh, dude, no!
It looks wrong.
It's beautiful.
It's wrong.
Oh, it's not.
It does not look good. I do not see the point of having it.
Wrong, Daddy.
It's not. You start piping up with your art preferences. You're not even a Magic player.
Wrong. That is very wrong.
Thank you, Eddie.
It's just wrong, Daddy.
Okay. So there's some sweet new cards. I mean, I like that they got some really sweet reprints in there, but they've also got some of the newer legendaries they've got. I mean, there's so many Commander brewables now. It's not even funny.
I do think with this set, they've concentrated more on the legendary thing.
Definitely. Well, Dominaria is a well-known plane, so they've got to respect it. They did the first 10 years of sets were all based on Dominaria, so...
I mean, the other thing as well is, like the...
It's alright, my son is now currently climbing up everywhere.
But the other one sort of as well is Fire Song and Sunspeaker, which you can only get in the booster boxes. That does look like that is Commander playable. At the end of the day, you can do a lot with it. You know, whether this will see standard play is another thing. I do think the fact you should get lifelink with instant and sorceries is very, very handy. How that's going to work we have to read up. But the only thing I've got a little bit of a beef with is the fact is this is only available in booster boxes.
Oh, we're talking about what?
Fire Song, yeah. The fact.
Oh, but right. Can I just say that I need one copy?
Yeah.
Just one copy. Shall I tell you why I need one copy?
Why?
Because I'm going to put it into my Northern Sisters deck. Because every individual Soul Sister trigger is a single life gain trigger.
Yeah, but it's only
which means that I get. So say for example I've got 2 sisters out.
Yeah.
This is already on the battlefield.
Yeah.
I've got a chamber. A Genesis chamber on there. All right.
Yeah.
I cast any creature. Right. Creature enters the battlefield. 2 triggers go on the stack immediately.
Yeah.
That's 6 damage from Fire Song immediately.
Oh
no! I then create a Mia, which then creates another 2 triggers on 2 life gain triggers, which is another 2 lightning bolt triggers. So I can essentially, from one casting of a creature with 2 Soul Sisters
Wizards,
get 12 damage.
Wizards, what have you done? You've just made Jordan's deck stupid.
It's so funny. It's so funny in a board stall. It's not even worth laughing about. It's so good.
I mean, modern wise, for me, I can't see much. Me putting my zombies or
There's
allies.
a few things. There's a few things. But yeah, I think there is some hilarity that's going to ensue.
I will say, someone's going to create a rat colony deck.
Oh, just
Rats,
no.
rats.
No, Chris, no.
I'm going to do it.
No, it's bad enough. Alright, can I just say, Wizards, please do not print that rat colony of Pauper. It's bad enough that Relentless Rats is in that format.
It is
Having...
it's an uncommon.
Yeah. Is it? How do you know?
This says it's uncommon.
Is that confirmed though? Because that wasn't on... I couldn't see that in the documents, so I don't know if that's confirmed or not. So we need to find out. Anyway.
Common.
Oh dear Lord, if it's common, it's broken. I'm not even joking, Grace.
It
would be stupidly broken.
The only thing that sort of makes it different, saving grace for other people, is that it only does the attack. It does not do the health.
Yes. No. That is the one saving grace of it, whereas Relentless Rats is broken. Especially when your opponent casts Dark Ritual turn 1 into Relentless Rats. But anyway, I'm not bitter. I'm angry, is what I was. Especially as it beat my 5-colour ally deck like instantly. It was horrible. Anyway.
Watch this space. I'm going to create I'll create a Relentless Rat stick. We'll try and brew one.
You don't need a brew one. I can tell you exactly the cards the guy used. It was horrible. It was literally horrible.
Dark Ritual into Relentless Rats. I like that idea.
But yeah. So anyway, right, we're going to discuss Dominaria more as we get the actual card images released, I think.
Yeah.
Because there are so many cards that we could easily discuss, sort of thing. But I think it's better. We're for the images. But yeah, but Fire Song and Sunspeaker, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Lightning bolts for days.
I think that is standard playable.
Yeah. Well, theoretically, if you do red-white tokens... Red-white tokens with the Anointed Priest?
Anointed Priest, yeah.
Yeah, the token sister.
Oh, Anointed Priest,
yeah, the token soul sister. If you have her,
yeah,
along with Anointed Procession and Fire Song and Sunspeaker on the battlefield, it's the same thing. It's just, except you do it with tokens, but ideally you probably have to be in black because you want hidden stockpile and... So,
Mardu.
you need Mardu colours.
I reckon Mardu tokens is doable.
It wouldn't be a bad one, but it's going to be interesting. I think it would be interesting.
I think Mardu is...
Because you get the vampire tokens, and then you get your lifelink and stuff like that. You can also have the cat lord and get cats as well. So there's a few things.
You could do it. I mean, I run Esper tokens at the minute. I reckon it is possible. Because I was debating Mardu tokens originally. Because it's more aggressive. But I mean, the only reason that I sort of done Esper is just put a lot more control into the deck, which is what it was needed. Because a lot of the time, if you go against control, it is a bit of a nightmare. But I mean, that's something I may obviously going to look at doing the deck tech for the Esper tokens.
Yeah,
then
definitely.
I'll definitely try and brew something for the Mardu when the next set.
Definitely sweet. Right, so moving on from Dominaria. We obviously now have MTG Arena. The NDA has been dropped. I can now talk about it. I actually got in months ago.
I finally got in the day before we record this. Finally.
Yeah. So some of Team Amonkhet have now in a bit more, which is nice.
Me and Adam are in.
Yeah. I'm in. I don't think Luke's in.
Luke's not in at the minute.
I don't think Steve is either. So yes, there's a few of us who still haven't got it. But yeah, it was interesting. The new update's good. We've got Amonkhet blocking now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it was like. I mean, I can.
Well, before it was just Ixalan block, so it was like it was generally just tribal.
Yeah.
Like there was Vampire deck, there was Merfolk deck, there was bits and bobs of brews like Control and all that sort of thing, but it wasn't really sort of decks, if you know what I mean, sort of thing. It felt a bit cheesy.
I mean, I will say the Demir deck that they got built on, that is sweet as hell.
Yeah,
I love that.
I have to say, so far I haven't actually built a deck. Right? I tried live streaming, things went horribly wrong. Don't even try and find the channel. It was really bad. But I've only played the pre-con decks so far. I haven't built a deck from scratch. but it's sweet. The pre-con, like the Selesnya Pride, the green white cat tokens, is so good to play.
I will say, if you do manage to pick it up and you're looking for a deck to try, I would definitely recommend the Selesnya or give
it. Does give you some basic ideas of what you can run standard currently without even adding Kaladesh.
I mean, I'm seriously looking at that blue Dino, legendary Dino again.
Oh, Nezahal Primal Tide.
Yeah,
that's a sweet one. But yeah, we've got there's quite a few. It's really sweet. I mean, all right. There's been some people have had some negatives. Don't get me wrong. Yes, there's people have problems with the currency. I don't have a problem with it myself. The fact is that I'm gonna try and play it as free to play as possible. I'm determined. I'm not gonna spend any money on it.
I think
you could do easily enough.
I think, and I've had a couple of hours on this. The fact is, the way you can generate cash so easily, is not a problem. I mean, you only got a couple wins and you get like 50 or 100. So
yeah, you get, what is it, 50 every? Yeah, it's 50 every win.
And then you get 5 boosts every 5 wins.
Yes, no, but that's all. I think that's capped at 3 boosters a week. So I think every 50, I think you can get 15 wins and you'll get like 3 boosters and that's it.
So I mean,
that's every week. But still,
the thing is, it does sort of give you.
Yeah, it gives you an easy way to get packs, which is good.
Yeah.
I think what they should do is realistically is with the booster ones you can win, is allowing you to get a mixture of. Whereas I think I've only ever had Rivals of Ixalan.
It's always been Rivals.
So I think it should be that you can get. You should be able to get either our normal Ixalan or Amonkhet of it. So that would be the best.
Yeah.
Oh, careful, Eddie. So.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, I've played a few games. I mean, it streams really well, and the fact is, it does. The only issue I've got with it is, you know, when tapping the mana, I've actually turned it off.
Yeah.
I like to tap the mana myself, and that's the thing. I do find with, especially if you put the automatic, it uses mana for what you don't want to use. So, sort of for example, if you have sort of a counter ready and you want to keep the counter on, then you cast something else beforehand. It tends to use the mana up without the counter, so you're kind of stuck on it. So that's the main reason. But apart from that, it just streams, in my opinion, really well. I've got to hand it to Wizards, especially. Fact is that they've done a real good job of creating it. I mean, it'd be interesting to quite see what will happen in the next couple of days. See how days, weeks, and months on in, and see what happens with the game and that, and see how they actually improve it. But it is looking really, really good. I mean, at the minute, I'm looking at possibly doing some videos on it and just sort of try and put my standard decks. I don't know how difficult it's going to be to do that, but I will have a look and do it. I know a couple people who have done it as well themselves, and they've done a pretty good job doing it, but we'll have to wait and see what happens and go from there. But possibly, fingers crossed, we'll get enough cards. Maybe sort of I might do standard deck techs of that. I actually do it on MTG Arena instead.
Yeah. But the land tapping thing is annoying. That's happened. I mean, when I first started playing in the beta. When I first started playing in the beta, I'm gonna work through this. When I first started playing in the beta, my problem is that of course when I was initially playing the beta, you would cast spells and it would always tap the wrong mana. It would always, every single time, and it drove me up the wall. So that's something you've got to get used to. You can put stops on your opponents and your thing as well, which is sweet.
That is one thing I do like. The fact is,
but one thing I'll warn people about now is that if, for example, you're holding up a spell that you're going to do, or you're going to do something in response, generally to what your opponent's doing, do not click end turn on their turn, because if they cast a spell, say a fight spell, something like that, it will skip through. It doesn't even give you the option. So that's something you've got to be careful about as well.
The other thing as well is is say you've got Primal Tide on the field.
Yeah.
When you're going for the attacks, make sure you're on the attack deck. Do not do with the mistake I did. Click on it, end up X on it, and discard 3 cards.
Yeah, done that before as well.
Don't get me wrong, I still won the game, but it is just annoying as hell when you do it. But yeah, I'm sure Jordan will agree with me. I'm pretty pleased with it. How they've done it. I've got to give kudos to them.
I think it's a good game. It is a very good game.
I would like to, because they were saying about doing the draft and that, and the draft was meant to be something they were supposed to do. I don't know. Someone could confirm me with that. I don't know, but I think it was confirmed. That'd be, if they put that on this, that'd be really, really interesting. See what happens with that, because especially do the draft, get the cards. I imagine they probably put some sort of requirement, or say you got to have a certain amount of coins and that to do it. I mean, that makes sense. Or maybe do what they do sometimes on the MTGO, make it a phantom draft. That'd be good as well, because then if you make it a phantom draft, you're not really bothered about what cards you get and all that. But it's also very, very handy if, say, you need to practice for draft and that. If
yeah, I'm looking forward to when they get the draft.
That is confirmed, is it?
Yeah, I know.
Right,
they are going to do a draft element, but they haven't implemented it yet. And everyone was sort of thinking they would implement it by the bigger bit, the NDA drop, but they haven't yet, sort of thing. So, but keep an eye on it. I think it won't be long. I think it's soon.
My question is, are they going to put some sort of coin requirement for it to do it, or are they going to make it a phantom draft?
I think it'll be like the way Hearthstone has Arena, which is essentially draft. You've got to pay, what was it, like 500 coins to do it. But if you get I think it's, if you essentially get 2 wins, you're generally guaranteed to get 500 coins back.
Yeah.
In terms sort of thing. So I think they should have something similar. So, if they're going to do draft and it's going to be 3 games, if you win at least 2, you should end up with enough prizes that you could easily go into another draft immediately.
Yeah, I think. But the question is, though, also, is they going to let you keep the cards, or is it sort of going to be?
I think they should let you. I think they haven't confirmed this yet, sort of thing. But I think they will, because essentially, if you're paying to play, you should get the cards.
Yeah,
sort of thing. And then, of course, they should be after the draft. If you've get X amount of copy, then there's the X amount of copies thing.
Turns into a wild card.
It should turn into the wild card and blah 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 sort of thing. But that should be after the fact, sort of thing. So after the draft's done.
Maybe that's why they sort of hold it back. Maybe
possibly they're probably trying to get that sorted and fixed, which is understandable. So yeah, I mean, Arena is looking sweet.
Yeah,
it's looking
I'm pleased.
Good. I'm very pleased with it myself. I've definitely got high hopes for it, and I can't wait to keep seeing how it develops. And that's going to be good. Yeah, and then last thing to be discussed is the new Magic formats. MTG Brawl. So Brawl is a new, essentially Commander Light. I'm going to call it. Is the best way of putting it. It's like Commander Light. You essentially build a Commander deck, but of 60 cards instead, and only using singletons from the standard pool at the time. So all standard bannings are implemented, so there's nothing around that. So essentially, if it's banned in standard, it's banned in this format, and you can build around any legendary creature or planeswalker, which is sweet as well. And yeah, they're implementing it at the beginning of Dominaria, but people have already started brewing and stuff like that. I myself have been brewing a green-white deck.
Rat colony deck.
Yes, you could do rats, but I don't think you could. Yeah, actually, you could do 40 cards of 40 rat colony, and you need some draw spells. Otherwise, your hand's going to get pretty empty pretty quick.
Yeah.
So you need ways to draw cards. So I think if you do black, blue, Demir rats, that should work. But yeah, there's a lot going on for it. In fact, some people are, I think it's going to be interesting. The way that they're pushing it is that it's a way to get into Commander without getting Because essentially, like for example, it's like we have a fun play group with Commander. You know, we have good funs and good jokes, bants about it.
It's a non-physical contact game.
It's a non-physical contact game. I agree. Sometimes you do want to physically contact some opponents, but you know it's good fun. We have good fun with that one. But
we need to
when we went to GP, when was it? It was GP, not Liverpool, Birmingham. The first time when we went to GP Birmingham last year, I took my Commander deck, sat down, went into one of the Commander side events, and realised how underpowered I really play my deck. I think it's powerful. My Omnath deck has got some power in it. God forbid when someone decides to board wipe my entire board and I get like 60 lightning strikes on the stack, and it's like, right, I'm gonna divvy up 30 to you and 30 to you and blah blah blah, so on and so forth. You know, that's all fun and games. But it's funny how you know, I went and played in two separate side events and they each ended the same way. Got to turn 4 and one of the players went off and combo killed everyone at the table.
Yeah.
And it was like, kind of didn't feel great, and he was like, you know. But the product is that they were running some really powerful cards and expensive decks. So, you know, I think it's a good way to sort of, you know, have a new format. It's going to be interesting and entertaining sort of thing. I like the fact that it's standard only sort of thing. So it'll rotate as the format rotates.
I think it sort of gives standard players who want to play Commander a bit of the chance to dip into it.
Yeah.
I don't like being quiet.
I know you don't like being quiet, Eddie. But it's okay, because now we have finished talking. So, that is essentially it. We're just doing a short episode this week. Because there's not really much confirmed things. Yeah. So we just wanted to get our monthly podcast out there, because it's getting towards the end of the month and we've not done it yet. The next one we will probably be talking about GP Birmingham.
Yeah.
And so because a few of us are all going for 4 days, and that's going to be sweet.
And the fact is, the other content creators are going to be down there.
Yeah, that's going to be good. So we'll definitely be talking about on that next episode. And so for those of you who like to follow us along, we are available on iTunes. We also do put a video version of the podcast up on the YouTube channel, which is generally available roughly about the same time, if not a couple of days after. So please check that out and let us know what you think. And just remember to come and chat to us on Twitter and various things like that. And yeah, that's essentially it from myself and Chris here. And we're both signing off, saying goodbye. And it's goodbye from Edward as well.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye, spooky.